Hey guys, welcome back to the Side by Side Australia podcast. This is episode 9, so the second episode for 2025. We'll jump straight into it. We've just got back a couple of weeks ago from our first ride for the year, which was at the Coorong Sand Dunes. So that was April 4 to 6. Had a really good turnout, quite a few new faces popping up, as well as the regulars, which was great. Big shout out to Adam from Jet Tech for helping out. And a few of the guys had a couple of little issues and a couple of major issues as well. Adam had his fair share of mishaps. He always seemed to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But that Maverick R, what an amazing machine. Really good to see that out there. Also, a big shout out to Scooter from Scooter Round Sales in Adelaide, who brought out the Polaris Razor R, which was awesome to have out there. So really good to see Scoot out there again. And he brought along Mark Shepherd, who's the new Polaris rep for South Australia and Western Australia and probably Tassie and other bits of the country. But yeah, great to meet Mark out there. And he mixed it up with the guys and certainly didn't embarrass himself. He did a great job. And also talking about people embarrassing themselves, Matt Scanlon, yeah, that was an interesting little altercation you had with the Planet there, buddy. Obviously, it was no fault of the machine, and maybe should have checked over that hill before you hit it tapped. But anyway, very entertaining working out how to get a tripod X3 back to camp. If you missed out on all the action, if you didn't see the video pop up a week or so ago, just after the ride up on social media, we'll throw the video out at you again now. So check it out. If you're just listening to the podcast, you get to listen to music for a few minutes. Otherwise, enjoy the entertainment, guys.
Yeah, but have you got that 18?
No worries.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, yes, she's good.
Beautiful. Job done. Yeah, the sand dunes are always entertaining, always lots of fun. Okay, so Farm World Field Days was in Warragul a few weeks ago, and I was over there working on the Can-Am stand for BRP, and I was able to catch up with Lance from CF Moto with one of their new recreational products they just launched, as well as catching up with Steve Weatherstone, who's an old boss of mine from Can-Am, who's now working for the company that does Segway distribution in Australia. And they've got the new Super Villain as well. So two fantastic pre-production machines I was able to get up close and personal with and have a good look at. So I did a quick video just with my phone while I was there, and the guys were very happy to help out and show us the new product. So here's a couple of quick videos we put together when we were in Warragul a few weeks ago. All right, I'm here with Lance at the Field Days. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad.
That's good. Now we've got a new toy here. Can you give us a little bit of a rundown on what we've got in front of us here, mate?
Yeah, this is our new Z-Force 1000. It's our first turbo, 3-cylinder inline engine, 145 horsepower. It's got Fox suspension, trailing arm on the rear, 3 radius rods to give it strength on the rear, selectable 4-wheel drive, reversing camera, Apple CarPlay.
Wow, she's got some tech.
Yes, they've been bringing out a lot more tech of late, and of course the standard rego kit, they will all come with a roof and a tow bar. Not that many people would want to tow anything with it, but that's how they come.
But this one's not, she's not production, you're not taking orders yet?
No, they're quite a few months away. We don't have a date yet, but you've just got one to get a bit of attention and to show what CF Moto is capable of building.
Yeah, well, they're an awesome looking machine, mate. I'm looking forward to getting it out in the sand dunes.
Yeah, and one of the main features is a radiator is at the back, so there's no coolant hoses that go up to the front. So
yeah, you were showing that before, so all the air intake is here.
Yeah, on the side and just a little bit in the middle as well.
Yeah.
When there's no screen fitted, that works pretty effectively.
Yeah. Now you're not sure whether they're going to come with harnesses or not. They've just got a lap sash at the moment, but the facility's certainly there to take harnesses.
Being pre-production, there's a lot of unknowns yet. It's got really good switching, steering wheel controls as well.
She is a good-looking bit of kit, mate. I'm very much looking forward to having a drive one day.
I'm sure we can arrange that.
Thanks for your time, mate.
Okay.
Alrighty, I managed to track down one of my old bosses from Can-Am, who is now one of the guys in charge of Segway in Australia, Mr. Steve Weatherstone. And you've got the new Super Villain here, buddy.
G'day Mick, how are you? Good to catch up.
You too, mate.
Yeah, this is our brand new addition to the Segway family. It's a pre-production top-end recreation vehicle from Segway. So this is our Super Villain SX20. It's a 2-litre, 235 horsepower turbo. Top speed so far we've seen out of the US is like 100 mile an hour. 72-inch rear end in it, full automatic transmission with sequential gearbox. So this thing's going to be an actual rocket killer, and hopefully it'll take some sales away from those Mavericks and Polaris that are out there.
Well, these are Maverick R numbers. I mean, you're talking 200 and something horsepower.
Yeah, 245 horsepower.
So that's 5 more than a Maverick R.
Yeah.
So yeah, right, okay.
And then later on in the year we've got coming, which is very close. It will be a hybrid version, which is 345 horsepower, exactly same unit, but with a battery mounted mid pack underneath the unit. Yeah. So
it's exactly the same buggy.
Exactly the same buggy.
You were showing me before. This is where it's going to charge.
Yeah. So this is the actual hybrid charger port. So when we get the battery included in the next model, that's where it'll go.
So you had this machine. We were talking about on the last podcast about how you were going to have this machine at the dealer launch.
Yep.
And taking everyone for hot laps.
Yeah, so we took it out last week. So as you can see from the rear tyres, we've had one day's ride on some pretty hard terrain. So
it's a pretty hard bitumen.
It was a lot of bitumen. There was a bit of hard dirt, but the power was unbelievable. So we took all our dealers out from Australia in it, and they were extremely impressed. And yeah, we're looking forward to get these out in the market in about 3 or 4 months.
Beautiful. Can we have a sit in it?
You can.
Yeah. Right. You jump in the driver's seat. I'll jump in this side. All right. So she's standard with harnesses.
So this is dead stock standard. So I said it's pre-production model. So there's a few little changes that we need to make. But yeah, full race harness, full automatic transmission in it, full sequential paddles. Adjustable steering up and down, full TFT screen with reverse cameras, Stability, so you see all your angle controls, got all your fuel ratios, it's got all your tack.
Yeah, the important stuff is it's got cool paddles.
Yeah, it's got cool paddles, so it's going to be pretty trick to use that. So yeah, it's
really
looking
nicely
pretty good.
applied, eh?
The finish is good, especially for a pre-production unit. So they don't go into production for a couple more months. So there's a few tweaks that they just got to make. But for being one of the first ones out of the crate, it's looking pretty good so far.
There's just little things like the seats themselves, the covers are just standard vinyl.
Yep.
But the bottom is a gripper material.
Yeah, they've got a gripper seat there to try to keep you planted.
And it's really comfy.
Yeah, the seats
really
are
nice
comfortable.
Seat. Yeah.
It's very quiet too, so it's very smooth and very linear in the power delivery.
Yep.
But it's not got a huge race exhaust on it, so when you're out there, it's going to keep things the right sound levels that you need.
Yeah. The last thing you need is a loud exhaust.
Exactly.
Can we fire it up?
Sorry, we haven't got the key.
Steve.
We left it here. We haven't got. I can't, unfortunately. It's not even here, the key.
Yeah, right.
So,
no worries. No, that's all good. Good on you, Steve. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Good on you. Thanks, Mick.
Come and have a coffee.
Oh, will.
So there's a couple of great new machines that I'm definitely looking forward to seeing those launched into the country in the coming months, and hopefully someone will grab one of them and bring them along to Club Rice so we all get to see exactly what they're capable of doing. But lots of tech, really, really good to see heaps of tech coming up, like there is in adventure bikes and things like that in the two-wheel side of the industry, coming out in all the recreational side-by-sides as well. Okay, so as usual, I was able to catch up with our mate Luke Beachy from ATV Store up in Queensland the other day to talk about some new products that they've got in store, available to be purchased straight away for your side-by-side. So here's what happened when I caught up with Luke. Luke Beachy, ATV Store, how you going at the moment, buddy? All good?
Yeah, can't complain, mate. Can't complain. Keeping busy as always, which is great.
Beautiful. Loving your life up on the Gold Coast. Beautiful.
Yeah, sunny Gold Coast. It's always sunny, apparently.
Beautiful. All right. So today, side-by-side products. What have you got for us?
So we've got some new TVMA door bags. So we only started getting these a few months ago. You know, people are always looking for storage. They've been going really well. So we've got them for some of the Polaris models and the Can-Air models. Quality-wise, they're excellent. So we've sold a few sets now. We've been getting really good feedback, just the way they're built, the way they're put together, the way they fit, you know, the way the zippers work, just all the little bits and pieces that are important when it comes to putting stuff in your UTV and your side-by-side. So yeah, they've been really popular. We've got them on the website for a few models, and we're going to be getting more models soon. So
beautiful. And you're doing other bags as well outside of just the door bags?
We are working on a few, so some roof bags, you know, some bags to go up behind the headrest there. You know, people are always looking for storage. You know, in the earlier years of side-by-side, everyone would put a box in the back, everything would bounce around. But with the door bags and the rest of them, you know, you can put everything in, have it nice and safe. It's not going to get broken. You know, you can put all sorts of bits and pieces in there, and yeah, it keeps everything nice and tidy.
Okay, so I've got to be honest with you. I actually bought some door bags on Amazon before Christmas, and I got them in, and they're absolute shit. They just don't fit. The zips are really weak. As soon as I got a bit of dirt into the zips stopped working, and I've got no comeback. So if I'd bought door bags from ATV Store, they're going to be decent quality. If there are any issues, at least you guys are in Australia, and I can ring you up and we can have a chat about it.
100%. And that's the thing with our products. Like, you know, we do our best to source quality products. You know, you can have issues with any product. Things happen. But we source products that we know work well. We get good feedback on them. And if there's a problem, you just call us, email us, we sort it out. If we get someone who's got a broken zip and, you know, we can tell it's a manufacturer default, we're going to sort it out. We don't want anyone having a bad experience with any of the products we sell.
Perfect. Awesome. That's the advantage of buying from ATV Store. What else have you got for us, brother?
So limit straps. I sort of touch on and talk to people about limit straps a fair bit. So, you know, in my early days of side-by-sides, you know, I just sort of limit straps for race guys. You know, the guys that are racing need limit straps. The thing is, with the recreational market, it's so big. It's so much bigger than the racing stuff. I think limit straps are really important. You know, they do exactly what they say. They just limit the suspension travel. So whether it be, you know, half an inch or an inch, it's much better for your drivetrain, you know, your axles and your diff and your transmission and everything just isn't getting beat up so much. So I think for the price of, you know, you're talking $800 for a full set of limit straps. The Sandcraft ones are really popular. These are actually ones for the new Maverick R. We just got a few sets of these in. They all went out the door straight away.
Yep.
You know, we've got another order on the way. These are my sample ones that I used to look at. As we do with all products, we always like to get something new in, have a look at it, make sure it's good. So limit straps are really important. You know, it's going to save money in the long run on axles and bearings and all the other parts. So we've got them for a good range of Polarises, Can-Ams, you know, and we're always adding to that range as well. So
beautiful. Excellent, mate. Thank you very much for that. That was a nice, short, sharp and shiny segment for this one. And we'll be back with you at the next podcast to go through another range of products.
Not a drum, mate. Sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, so that's about all we've got for this episode of the podcast, episode 9. But what we do have coming up in about 4 weeks' time from now, 4 or 5 weeks, on the 23rd, 25th of May, we've got our Flinders Ranges trail ride again, which I know a lot of you have been hanging out for since it was so good last year. It's going to be even bigger this year. I think we're going to get more people from the amount of people that are registering already. But we're going back to Rawnsley Park, but we're not camping at Skytrek this time. We're going to be staying at Rawnsley Park Friday night and Saturday night. You can camp if you want or book some accommodation. If you haven't booked your accommodation already, you might have missed out. I have been saying for a while that if you want to come and book accommodation in the cabins, either at Rawnsley Park Station or at the Rawnsley Park Station Caravan Park, it's 2 separate places, very close to each other, but you have to book them separately. All the details are on the Facebook page if you want to get the phone numbers to ring up and book your accommodation for that. But definitely recommend that. So the Friday, we want you there before lunchtime because at about 1 o'clock, we're going to head off and do the Arcapina track, which we were planning on doing last year on the Sunday, but everyone was too buggered after the Saturday to do it. So this year we're going to do it on the Friday afternoon, so we get a bit of a shakedown of just a few hours of driving from 1 o'clock on the Friday afternoon. So definitely be all ready to go by 1 o'clock at the latest on Friday Arvo if you want to do that ride as well. It's all part of the cost of the ride. And then on the Saturday, we're going to get an early start, probably want to hit the trail about 8 o'clock, I'm tipping. So we're probably going to want to leave about 7:30 from Rawnsley Park. It's about an hour's drive to get to Willow Spring Station to do Skytrek and Carnarvon Track, the big double feature. So we did the same thing last year. You normally can't do that. You can normally do one or the other. We are able to access, thanks to our president, you were able to access the key to link the 2 properties together. So we do half of Skytrek, then we go through a gate, lock the gate behind us, do all of Carnarvon Track, back to the same gate, and then do the last half of Skytrek. So it's a killer loop, and it took us all day to do. It was 135 Ks. So she's a big mega loop, but definitely worth doing. Fuel-wise, a couple of people ran a little bit low. I think the Maverick R, the Razor R is going to struggle a little bit from the fuel we saw it chewing through in the sand dunes last week or the other week. But some of us will be carrying 5-litre Jerry's. You should be right, but I definitely plan on carrying a little bit of extra fuel. Make sure you've got a spare tyre or punch of repair gear, or hook yourself up with somebody else who's got a spare tyre that's going to fit your buggy. You want to be self-sufficient, but we're not going to leave you behind. We'll definitely help you out. But you don't need to carry too much gear. But this is what the adventure is all about. Anyway, if something goes wrong, as we saw in the sand dunes, there's always plenty of people around to help you out. Just as we finish up, I'm going to drop in the video from Willow Springs last year. Obviously won't have any Arcapina footage in it, but it'll show you Carnarvon Track and Skytrek. So I'll show you the sort of terrain that we're going to be in for. So pretty rocky. Didn't have any flat tyres at all last year, but there probably will be this year, I'm tipping. So always plan for that. That's probably going to be the biggest issue. Drive belts, probably not so much. Again, we didn't do any drive belts last year. It's a fairly cruisy ride. It's definitely not a high-paced ride. Adam from Jet Tech, just telling you. I know you're registered to come, so give me a nice cruisy one. I know you're on your best behaviour. But it's very hard not to wind out that amazing Maverick R. But there will be opportunities to get a little bit of speed up. But yeah, definitely a cruisy trail ride, as you'll see from the pace in the video. Okay, I'm going to leave it with you. We'll touch base on socials before the event. Don't forget, this event is a register and pay online only. So if you want to come to the Flinders Ranges, you have to register before the event, at least a week before the event, and pay online. Any passengers you want to bring, don't worry about them. They're only $20 when you get there just to pay for the insurance, because the riding on the tracks and all the cost and everything is per buggy. So as long as you, the driver, registers, you're covered, and then we'll just sort out the passengers when you get there, and we'll just pay that in cash. So yeah, we'll leave you with this video to get you all enthused and get you out there and servicing your buggies and making sure your tyres are all good and getting ready to go off to the Flinders Ranges in about 4 or 5 weeks. Until then, see you on the socials and catch you on the trails.